Hey, we're here with Chris and Bree, the future soon-to-be campus pastor, Chris, at the West Haven campus, and we just want to do a quick little interview and get to know them a little bit. So, hey, welcome, Chris and Bree. Why don't you start by just telling us a little bit about yourselves and your personal story?
First of all, hello everybody. I'm Chris, and this is my wife Brianne, and we have actually been married now for about 8 years, and going on 9 years in January. And I actually just turned 33 years old, so just had a birthday, just fresh off the celebration. And Brianne is 29. I actually robbed the cradle a little bit, and
Yes, you did.
so yeah, I did really well. So yeah, and I'll let her kind of share a little bit about our kids. We have a great family, and I'll let her share about that.
We have two boys. We have our oldest is 5, going on 6. His name's Ashton, and we have a little guy who is 4. His name's Carden, and one on the way who's due anytime. A couple weeks, we're hoping, and it's a little girl. So praise God,
Yeah.
we're excited for that. And
I was gonna try to get her to show you her belly, but she felt like that might have been a little bit too awkward. So
Hey, tell me about your wedding day. What really stands out about your wedding day above everything else?
I mean, besides marrying up, for me, I think one of the best things about my wedding day is actually Brian Dwyer had hair, and he actually married us on that day. So, that was actually a major plus.
That was the right answer. That was the answer I was looking for.
No, for me though, I think just being able, to marry my best friend, and I mean, I think that's the most important thing. I don't know about you, so.
yeah, I do remember Brian with hair.
Yeah, that was the old Brian. This Brian's the new and improved Brian. Sleeper.
No, just excited that God had brought somebody into my life that was going to sharpen me. Like, I never thought I'd marry a pastor. I always said I wouldn't, but I did. So.
Well, I can say I remember Bree. I knew you when you were, I believe, a teenager, right? And you and your mom came to Alpine. You were part of the backyard crew, which I think is awesome. So it's so great to have you guys on our team, and we're excited about it. In fact, I met Chris before he even went to college, and so it's great to have you guys on the team. Steve had a question about what you did on our team previously.
Yeah, you were. A lot of people might not know this, but you were on our staff for many years prior to this position. To tell us about what you did at Alpine prior to this.
Yeah, we actually had the opportunity to hang out and to just be with young people. We've for many years have had the opportunity to work with students. So primarily our role was to have a youth service from kids and families from grades 6 to 12. So over the years we started with just a good handful of kids to overseeing God really do some great things. And as our church grew into multiple campuses, we were able to see a lot of kids understand what it meant to be followers of Christ, and then also to help other people pursue God. So Bree and I have basically been a part of Fusion for 6 or 7 years, I think, maybe 8, 7 years around that time. So yeah, and then also had the opportunity to lead worship at some campuses. Just kind of serve in any area that we could. So
It's great. Dean had a question for you.
So, Chris and Bree, at the beginning of this year, you had the opportunity to go to Oklahoma for a ministry position. Can you tell us just a little about that and the reason why you decided to come back?
Yeah, I think for us, we were both born and raised in Utah, and like Brian said, Bree had started with Alpine from the very beginning. Her and Margot, and right before I had gone to Bible school, I actually met Brian, and so we had some connections with Alpine. But there was always maybe a small piece of me that thought, one day I would end up, maybe being in another state or another opportunity in ministry. And in a roundabout way, this opportunity with Life Church came up, and after prayer and consideration, we kind of felt like God was tugging our heart in this direction. Fusion was in the midst of transition. We were kind of moving into empowering our volunteers to lead the youth ministry, and this came up with Life Church, and we decided to take that opportunity and to go that way. And I went out there by myself for about a month, and kind of struggled with leaving Alpine and leaving Utah and leaving the culture that I had been so acclimated with. And shortly after that month, Brianne came out, and we were kind of experiencing some of these things together. Like, are we homesick? Are we missing our church? Or all of these things, and we kind of just compartmentalized that a little bit. And I think after about another month of really just kind of struggling through things, at that point we decided to talk to Brian, who had been a kind of a spiritual leader for us. I mean, we were a part of a great team and a great church at Life Church, but we just felt like our hearts weren't 100% there. And so at that point we decided to call Brian and just say, Brian, here's where we're at, and we're not expecting a position back at Alpine, but we want to come back and serve. And Brian kind of encouraged us to fulfill our commitment there. And so after some prayer and some thought, we decided to come back to Utah, because we really missed ministering in this culture to this area, and we really believed in what Alpine was doing. And so at that point, we didn't know that there was an opportunity back at Alpine, but we felt like we needed to be back in Utah. And so we moved back and started serving and talked with Steve about getting on a worship team and even leading worship in Brigham. And, this position kind of came our way. But I know that's kind of a long answer, but really I think at the end of it, it's that we really feel like God called us to Oklahoma to show us that he wanted us in Utah, and that small part of us that always thought that we should go and see ministry outside of this area. If God doesn't have you where he wants you, your heart's never going to be there. And I think that's what ultimately we came up with the decision to move back.
Yeah.
Well, Chris, we had so many of the students and your student leaders at Fusion and the parents talking to us and saying, when is he going to get back on staff? And we're so excited that an opportunity opened up for you guys to do that. And we always knew you'd be a great campus pastor. I think it's going to be fun to have a young campus pastor. Now, not that our other campus pastors are old, but you guys will be our youngest campus pastors, and we're excited about that. We think the experience you have leading youth is going to be great, and so we're all excited about it. In fact, I think Ross had a question along those lines.
Well, guys, I want to tell you how excited I am that you guys are taking on this role. I have a lot of history with West Haven campus, and this is great. I feel like it's so awesome. But I'd like you to tell us what you guys are excited about as we roll on toward January and make this transition. What are you guys looking forward to?
Well, I mean, for me, I've had several conversations with multiple people, and I know for me and for Bree, we just love and believe in Alpine and the vision of helping people pursue God, and really getting people involved in reaching their city and reaching their area. And kind of a fun fact is I actually grew up in Roy. I mean, I grew up 2 or 3 blocks away from Wasatch and from West Haven. And for us Bree actually lived in Roy for a couple of years. And we're just excited because we believe that, West and all over Utah, that people need the truth, and they need, understanding the pursuit of God. And we believe so much in what Alpine is doing. So we're excited to make connections with the people that are already there in West Haven, that Tom and Marina have spent so much time just doing great things with, and really just kind of re-picking up the torch and just moving forward with, the people that are there, and to see the new people that are going to come from that area. And so, I'm a little scared. I'm a little nervous. I think Bree would probably say the same thing.
Yeah, but we're really excited. We're excited to meet new people, and it's the one campus I think that out of all of them that we would go to and say, I don't really know very many people at this campus. So
Yeah.
we're excited to see what God's going to do there, and we know that Tom and Marina are going to do great in Riverdale, and we're excited.
Yeah, well, and you know, we had just kind of finished doing Fusion at West Haven right before we left, and so we saw the momentum of what was happening there with our students, and you know how the mixture of Wasatch and Fusion and the students that were kind of coming together, and so we're just excited to see that happen with the members of the church body and all that stuff. So we're super stoked about it for sure.
That's great. Well, it is Alpine, so we can't finish an interview without asking, who is your NFL football team and who's your college football team, Chris?
Well, actually, many of you didn't see this, but before I said if Steve Bennett said anything about my Nebraska Cornhuskers who got whipped last night, that I was going to end the interview. But I am a Cornhusker.
How gracious I am, Chris. I was very gracious to you in that.
You were gracious. My dad was born in Nebraska, so we were born Husker fans, and I'm actually an Atlanta Falcons fan. Deion Sanders, I played high school football, and Deion Sanders was my favorite player, and he started in Atlanta. So that's how it happened. I mean, you can be a Cowboys fan, you can be a Packers fan. It is what it is. But I think we're going to the Super Bowl this year. Not going to make any predictions, but I think we're going to make the Super Bowl this year. So, and
Well,
whatever. Football, so.
Yeah, count me out.
Well, whatever happens with football, we're excited about you guys being in West Haven in January. And just wanted to say, anyone watching this interview, you can leave comments below. Welcome Chris and Bree to the team. Chris, how can they contact you in the meantime, between now and then, if they want to welcome you or ask you questions?
So I actually have kept my email address that I had with Alpine before. So it's chris@alpinechurch.org. Feel free to email me. If you want to chat, you can email me, and I can send you my cell phone number. And I think we're just really excited to meet as many people as we can, to have dinners. Even to start now. We don't want to wait till January. Hopefully, we're going to start, coming to the campus every other week. We're leading worship in Brigham, but really try to come down and get involved. So say hi, send us emails, and we look forward to getting to know you guys. So we're looking forward to it.
Well, we are too, guys. Thanks, Chris and Bree.
Thank you, guys.